and the only women were their nurses. They were behind a fence and armed guards pretty much 24/7 while they were here. And 8-Ball was an old burro, and the guys turned it into the Camp Mascot when they came out here and decided this was a perfect training area. There was a few miners, and they had claims up in these hills, and they didn't want to leave. So a few well-placed mortars over their camp encouraged those miners to hightail it out of Bouse, or out of this valley, and some of them left their burros. And so 8-Ball meandered over here, and the guys adopted him and started feeding him, and sometimes beer. The guy said they could hear 8-Ball hollering, all hee-hawing all night long sometimes, drinking that beer out of the helmet. So 8-Ball was pretty familiar around the camp, so he kind of had free range, where the other guys were pretty much restricted to their unit. If they weren't out training, their unit quarters, that was it, unless they got hurt to come to the hospital. So 8-Ball meandered all over this camp. Well, the guard that was on duty left his post for one reason or another here at the nurses' quarters and made his way through the gate opening, and the head nurse had her laundry out on a line drying. Her undergarments, 8-Ball took a special liking to, and began to eat the undergarments. And the head nurse, she got so upset with 8-Ball that she went and raised Cain with the officer in charge, which Pete Henson, who was one of our veterans, thinks that him and her had a thing, and so he felt obligated to come over and take care of 8-Ball. Well, he gut shot 8-Ball and ordered a couple of soldiers to drag him off, but those soldiers put 8-Ball out of his misery, and they weren't even able to give him a proper burial at that point. They drug him outside the camp. Well, later on, Pete Henson, he was one of the tanker guys, him and a couple buddies, after they got back from the war, came out, found 8-Ball's remains, and gave 8-Ball a proper burial.
Good man.
And 8-Ball has a pretty cool looking plaque. It's made out of metal, and it's welded 8-Ball, and it goes along something along the lines of, here lays 8-Ball, slain by a jealous rival. So we have that inscription and a picture of 8-Ball's gravesite at the museum, also in one of our books.
I have it here too.
You have it here, Jack? Jack and John Nault and myself and I think one other, we took a drive out there a couple years ago just to check in on 8-Ball and make sure his insignia and his plaque was still there, and it's still looking as good as ever. There's a lot of little trinkets. He's behind a little fenced area, and there's a lot of little trinkets that people have left over the years on the rocks on 8-Ball's grave. So it's
that's cool.
yeah.